Hi, my name's Karleen Gribble. I'm an adjunct associate professor in the School of Nursing and Midwifery at Western Sydney University. One of my areas of work is in infant feeding in emergencies, and we're in the middle of a quite significant emergency right now all around the world. There's been a lot of information about the COVID-19 crisis it's about, and I know that lots of parents have been very concerned about their babies, including breastfeeding mums. What I want to tell you is that it's normal and natural to find this circumstance really difficult, but one thing that you don't need to worry about is your milk supply. However, I know that some of you might be worried that the stress of an emergency like this could have an impact on your milk supply. Someone might have told you that this could happen, or you might have noticed changes in your baby's behaviour that leads you to be worried. What I can tell you that stress doesn't impact your milk supply, but it isn't unexpected that you might see changes in your baby's behaviour. Babies can become aware of what's happening around COVID, not because they're aware that we've got a pandemic, but because they notice changes in the behaviour of the people who are around them. They can pick up on some of your stress. Babies can't communicate that they're feeling scared with words, so they show that in their behaviour. And the way that they show that is by doing things like wanting to feed more frequently or being unsettled during feeds, wanting to be held more and showing increased clinginess, so they might just want to be with you and not with anybody else. They might have difficulty in going to sleep and wake more frequently during the night time. And they might be just generally more unhappy and wanting more attention. So changes in behaviour can just be from babies picking up on what the stress that you're experiencing. What you can do to help your baby to feel better is to provide them with the closeness that they're wanting, and that will help them to feel safe. And for you, just to know that this won't be forever if your baby's really clingy. Eventually they will actually get back to how they were before. It's also true that in some circumstances stress can slow the flow of milk from the breast. It's a hormone called oxytocin that actually squeezes the containers in the breast that release the milk. And that the release of oxytocin can be slowed down a bit through stress. Babies notice if the flow of milk is slowed, and they don't like it very much, and they can show that by being fussy when they're feeding. It's not a milk supply problem, and if you keep feeding, all will be well. But you can actually do some things to help the milk to flow a bit freer if that's what you want to do. I've told this to mums who've been in all sorts of emergencies, and they find that it really helps. And it's just, you look at your baby with love and think about how much you love them and their good future when the hard times have passed. And that gooey feeling that you get when you look at your baby, that will help the milk to flow. So you don't need to be worried about your milk supply. If you keep your baby with you, feed them as often as they want to feed, the milk will be made, the milk will flow, and your baby will be protected and safe. So it's a hard time for mums with babies during this time, but what they really just need is you. And so regardless of anything else that's going on around them, they'll be fine.